morning. How's everybody doing today? Friday, July 3rd, and welcome to Starting the Day the Right Way. All right, so I was studying what to be talking about today right before I got on, and God pretty much immediately led me to Genesis chapter 12, and we're only going to have one verse today. And that one verse comes from when God was calling Abraham out of his native land. And the one verse says, chapter 12, verse 1, the Lord had said to Abram, leave your native country, your relatives, and your father's family, and go to the land that I will show you. And that's it. That is all God said. And Abraham was out. We're living in an awesome, incredible, scary time, right? And I mean, we are in the 21st century, technology, we have any possibility of technology that we want. We can get apps, we can get phones, we can do anything we want. And as I'm scrolling through my phone this morning, I have not time hop memories. I got Facebook memories. I had Prime Video memories, and it brought me back to a year ago when basically what God had told Abram in the book of Genesis, He told my family same exact thing last year, and it's incredible how a song, how a video, how a picture can bring us right back into a situation. And this time last year, we were smack dab in the middle of moving our family from New York down to South Carolina. There were some circumstances that had occurred that caused us to move. So, in a 5 week period of time, we sold our house in New York. We bought a house down in South Carolina. I had to resign from my job in New York, and I had to get a job in South Carolina. In 5 weeks, God did all of that, and it was incredible. It was nerve-wracking. It was crazy, but God did it. And I really feel that God just wanted me to tell you guys today that even though the world around us may be spinning out of control and it just may seem like just some crazy things are happening, things that we never thought would happen, He still has control over it. Like last year, we made that decision, I think it was mid-June. Things started happening in New York that would cause us to move. And we were like, what? You think you're going to be somewhere for 10, 20, 30 years. We had bought a house that we thought was our 30-year house. We had solar panels, we had a nice pool, we had a nice spa. We were really, fixing up the place to be there 30 years. And then all of a sudden, God says, nope, go. So what are you going to do? You have two choices, like you do as, you grow and mature just in life in general. You always have a couple different choices, and the choice you make will determine where you end up, right? If you're married to your spouse, you made a choice at somewhere along the line to say, yes, I want to spend the rest of my life with you, or no, we got to call it quits, right? And the job you work in, the neighborhood that you work in, the car that you drive. These are all choices that we make all along the way. Now, when we pull God into the situation, that even ups the score even more, okay? Because if you are trusting God that He is going to lead you down the right path, then the onus comes off of us and goes on to God because we are choosing to obey God. Now, Abraham in the book of Genesis listened and obeyed God. And if you know his story, each step that he took, God said one thing after another, and one blessing came after another, after another, after another. Now, the hardest thing is living from where God tells you to do something to where God's promise of that something comes to pass. So now looking back on our lives a year later, at least personally wise, we're settled. Things going on in the world seem to be going out of control. But personally, we're in our house. We've had it decorated the way we want. I got about a year under my belt as a teacher here down in South Carolina. So God has really ordered things. My son, which was a major concern for us because he was leaving friends that he had made as a 7-year-old for 4 and 5 years of his life. For his entire life, we basically said, listen, you can't be with these friends anymore because we're not going to be in this state. But God honored that. So I just want you guys to understand that God still cares for you. He knows what you're going through. And if there's anything that I want today to get through, is that God loves you and that He cares for you. All right. So even if things are out of control right now, press into Him, seek Him out. Even if you're mad at Him, He knows it and He can handle it. He created the universe, He's got big shoulders. All right. So I hope that's a blessing to you today. Love you guys. Have an awesome July 4th weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.